one.
Team, welcome back to another episode of the news. I today am doing the news in lifters.
Where is it even coming from?
I'm sat here in lifters because I'm going to give you the best depth I possibly can into the CrossFit news over the last couple of days.
Oh, good pun.
Thanks. To me, this is new news, and out there in the world, this is new news, but this is a year-old news. Figure that one out. Last year, Matt Fraser won 6 out of the 13 events at the CrossFit Games, and he won the CrossFit Games by a margin of 216 points, which is absolutely incredible. He dominated last year, the year before, and he's going to dominate again this year. What I did not know, and what has just been released by CNN, as this video goes out yesterday, is that Matt Fraser was actually injured for a lot of the 2017 CrossFit Games.
This is it.
Matt Fraser is the fittest man on earth.
Unknown to the fans or even his team, this moment almost never happened, as while stretching after the first day of competition, Fraser tore a ligament in his knee. Did you think your games were over?
Oh yeah, immediately. It was pretty scary. Like, it was loud. If I lifted my leg up to the side, my knee bent the wrong way. Like, it just drooped in.
You imagine just lift your leg. Matt Fraser said, "I didn't know what tore, I didn't know how bad it was, but I knew it was bad. Odds are that I needed surgery, so if it blows out, it blows out. I didn't want the sharks smelling the blood in the water, so I just put my game face on and didn't let anyone know that I was hurt." And that's the kind of reason why, I guess, halfway through the last event when he did the minimum work requirement with the deadlifts, he just kind of looked around and just took it all in, had that emotional moment.
I'm trying not to cry in the middle of a competition.
Do you remember what it felt like that moment?
Oh yeah, I remember that crystal clear.
That's a little bit of crazy news. I'll link the article down below. What do you guys think? Do you think he was actually injured last year? I mean, and why are we only just learning about this now? Right, moving away from CrossFit for a little bit. Just kind of, this is going to be a couple of the best memes and things that I've seen over the last couple of days.
That escalated quickly.
Love it.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Oh!
Second bit of news that I have for today is that individual event 2, we mentioned it the other day, the 30 ring muscle ups for time. We think it's after the kind of first event, which is probably a sprint triathlon or maybe even a long. Mount came up with a good idea the other day. We don't know if it's red herring, but
on the muscle up rings for event 2, individual event 2, they got camo straps, and my interpretation was maybe that's for maybe the weight, doing it with a weighted vest, so a little bit of a twist.
30 weighted muscle ups at the games. You heard it here from Milk. Royce Dunn, the guy from this channel who's going to the games, also seems to think the same thing. Here's him doing a couple of muscle ups in a 20-pound vest with a 14-pound wall ball. Dude's strong.
Can you show me some memes? I love memes, they make me happy.
Here's some more memes, team. And the third bit of news that we're going to cover on today's vlog is individual event 3 has been released, and it looks like this could be one for the trolls, depending on how it goes. This could also be one for judging, injuries, bad form, but a great watch. I think it's going to be freaking awesome. It's a CrossFit TOTAL, max back squat, max shoulder press, and max deadlift. Each athlete will have 4 minutes, 3 attempts on each one of the exercises. So 4 minutes to do the back squat, but only 3 attempts. 4 minutes to do the shoulder press, only 3 attempts. So your time duration isn't that long, but also you've got to be a little bit ballsy. 3 lifts. To be honest, I think for a lot of the top guys, this is going to be a damage control workout. I don't think people are going to be going for all out maxes, especially if this is on the same first day. Even day 2, they're going to probably be feeling it from the bike, individual event 1, maybe the assault course, maybe the run. And also shoulders, arms, triceps are going to be blowing out from the ring muscle ups, and as we just talked about, if they're weighted too, could be a little bit interesting. I mean, how often do you see a CrossFitter max out their back squat, max out their deadlift, and max out their strict press? Not very often at all. Someone made a good comment on Reddit. They said, I feel very sorry for the volunteers, especially the equipment volunteers that have to re-rack and rack every single one of the weights. 3 separate bars, that's a lot of weight to move around. Someone then replied, you should just hire a load of really super heavyweight weightlifters so they can just clean it back up and put it back in the rack. I wonder what happens if they fail the back squat and like it's on the floor. Maybe they'll have to re-rack their own bars, and if then they miss one squat and they're gonna have to take all the plates off, put it back up there, you might not get many attempts. I think this event's gonna be quite fun to watch someone like Brooke Wells and Cara Webb out squat some of the males. We all know they have the capacity to do so. That was a good one, wasn't it, Jazz?
Did you enjoy that one?
And there's actually been some released footage of Josh Bridges when he got told about the event. You know what, honestly, I think this third event's going to be really, really fun to watch. I mean, when is it never not fun watching someone max out? I just think that along with this, there's probably going to be some controversial calls on depth. With the strict press, they're going to have to be very strict on the rules because a little bit of toe movement, a little bit of jerk, is it a full lockout? And apparently, again, according to a Reddit user, the shoulder press was removed from the Olympics because it pretty much became impossible to judge, because even though it's a press, it ended up becoming a bit of a standing up bench press. But we will have to see. What are these games athletes' maxes? I mean, they're going to go close to it. There is a high risk of injury, especially at maximal load. There is a high risk of poor form, which means it'll end up on Elega Tensity's YouTube channel and him critiquing it like he did with the deadlift ladder. But I am really happy to see CrossFit putting heavy singles into the CrossFit games and them not just being clean and jerk and snatch. Also, my friend Sam Price, the YouTube channel's linked down below, he loves low bar squats, and he was like, oh look, it's the time for the low bar squatters to come out and really prove that you can lift more. You can lift more low bar squatting, but how many games athletes will we see do a low bar squat compared to a high bar squat? I don't know, it's going to be quite interesting. And that team is going to end today's news. I've been Tim Rishi.
And I've been Hugh Joss.
Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button.
It's really difficult to do without dropping my ice cream.
What she said. You can't say that.